Hello, I think I may be live. Am I live? Am I live? It says I am live. Hello, hello. Although it is not saying, yes, I am live. I am live. That's fantastic. So, how are you all doing today? This evening? Are you busy? I think a lot of you are busy. Let me remind me tonight. Yay! Mary Beth, darling, how you doing? Are you having a good day? Hello, my lovelies. Say hi when you come on so I know who's all on. Nice to know who it is. Hi, so have you had a good day? Are you having good days? Good evenings? Good afternoons. Yay. Excellent. Yeah, I've had a good day today. I have had a good day today. Hi, Cor. How you doing? Hello. Have you got a new picture on your icon? Looks like you have got a new picture. Yep, I have been busy. I have finally got my medicine drink up on the channel. It's on the video before this. So I made my medicine drink and the recipe's up there for colds, flu, runny noses, sore throats, blocked noses. Debs, how you doing? Yay. Hi, Laurie. How are you doing? Hi, Carol. Thank you for saying hello. You've just got me tonight. Just little old me. Dr. Gilmore is doing some excitement today. So, I don't know whether we're going to catch him later or whether he'll be very busy. I have no idea. So, how are you all going with your plant-based? Oh, I'm glad you're well, sweetheart. How are you all going with your plant-based? Are you fasting today? I'm not fasting today. I'm fasting tomorrow. Let's just get rid of that. I left one of those from last time. Yep, I'm fasting tomorrow because we had a celebratory family meal, as my boys are not working anymore. Well, they've broken up from school and for Christmas, so that's great. Yeah, the drink's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Just make sure you've always got the ingredients, and you're good to go. The second you get that tickle, just get it boiling up and get it ready. It literally works a treat. And it's just really nice to drink anyway. You know, it's really healthy to drink. It's got lots of other benefits, but I just listed the things to fight colds and coughs and all kinds of wintertime ailments that we all have. Hi, Alina. How you doing, babes? Mary Beth, you're fasting today. How's it going? Are you finding that the fasting is getting easier? Who is finding out that the fasting is getting easier? I certainly am, for one. Anyone fast? I actually forget you're 30 seconds behind me. So I'm saying all this and it takes a while for your comments to come through. So, staying put in the chair tonight, holding Roxy. She's had her teeth cleaned today and she's a little bit down. Oh. So you're staying put. That's cool. You're not wandering about then. I tried to wander about with my laptop and I lost the internet between the lounge and the kitchen, so I'm not going to do that again. Welcome all of you guys, all of you lovelies who have just come on. Thank you for joining. Yay. Hi, Ms. Bitch. Ms. Bitch, that seemed a funny name to say, but that's your call sign. That is cool. Not fasting, but down £13. Yay! Well done. Well done. It'd be lovely to see, to find out, share everything that you're doing and what's come up that's good for you guys, what you're pleased about, but like listening. Oh, that's fantastic, Carol. Absolutely. And I hope you get some pearls of wisdom. So I've had a load of private messages this week. Hi, Louise. Dover, Arizona, USA's AR Arizona. That's really amazing. That's really amazing results. £13. That's almost a stone in UK measurement. £14 is a stone. That's amazing. Do you feel much better for it, Debs? Yay. Let me know if any of you've got any questions. I know some people have been private messaging saying they're not sure what they're going to do over the holiday period. And also, I know that a lot of you are going to go full throttle after the holiday, for New Year. So we can certainly help you with that. A lot of you may know, I think I mentioned it last time, it's Veganuary in January. So it's like, I don't know if you have it. I don't know. I think it might be all over the world. It's definitely in Australia. Movember, where all the men grow moustaches. And Veganuary is the whole of January plant-based. And it's great fun to do. There's always a website where people post all sorts of recipes and things. It's really, really good. And it's a lot of fun. And they also post loads of information, nutritional and about the animals as well. Arkansas. Oh, hello. Thanks for letting me know where you're all coming from. It's really nice for everyone to know where everyone's coming in from. So, have you all planned what those of you who are doing plant-based, have you planned what you're going to be doing for Christmas Day? In the UK, we generally have, a bit like your Thanksgiving in America. We tend to have turkey. Not everyone. Some people have roast beef, but most people have turkey. It's a big kind of turkey do. Excellent. Debs is increasing her intake of plant-based food. That's really good. Are you feeling better for it? You must be feeling better for losing the 13 pounds. Not yet. So not yet is about what you're doing for Christmas. And that's something that I've been thinking about as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a good dig about some recipes. And I'm going to put a couple of recipes up on YouTube for you. So, yeah, Elena has ordered the Nutri Ninja, which is the food processor that I use and absolutely love it. So, in fact, I think 5 of you lovelies have ordered a food processor because it just helps so much, especially as you're going to be chopping loads of vegetables. And if you want to make things that replicate, like last night I made a plant-based chili con carne. So chili con, not the carne. And it was really, really good. Really, really tasty. I made it super hot. So actually it's probably too hot for Wink. And even my son, who doesn't really like the texture of vegetables, said he thought it smelled really delicious. It's really good if you have some kind of processor because it saves you chopping everything up into little bits. Core, not 100% plant-based yet, but are you working on that, Core? And a ham at Christmas and Easter. Yeah, some people have, in fact, ham usually comes out on Boxing Day, in the UK. So really, I'm going to be having, I think, a whole load of roasted vegetables, which I think will be really fantastic. Still have no power yet, been off all day. You can't see or hear anything. No power. Oh dear. So you can see me, but you can't hear me, Chris. Hello, Chris. I'm giving you a wave. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up some kind of nut roast that's kind of got cranberries and chestnuts in it and sort of beans and pulses, legumes, meatballs. Are we making meatballs but planning on substituting with some kind of meatless protein? That's a really good idea. I've actually used corn, which is kind of, I think it's made from, I think it's soy actually. I used that in my chili without meat last night. But I've seen a really good recipe for meatballs that's made from chickpeas. So I think they'll be a little bit like falafel. They look absolutely delicious. So I'm going to practice. I've seen a couple of recipes and I've got a couple of little twists of my own. So I think I'm going to make a couple of batches of those. And I can always make a delicious sauce to go over those. Excellent. Cause progressing. So those of you who are getting more and more into plant-based and kind of less and less meat, are you feeling the benefits of it? And I know some of you have lost a huge amount of weight. I've plateaued. I just haven't moved even a smidgen off what I've been weighing for the last 3 weeks now. So I might be doing some, hardcore fasting in the new year, or actually maybe between Christmas and New Year, actually, because we're going to be at the beach. So I'm going to be doing lots more exercise than I've been doing around the house here. Goodness me, tornado. I hope you're okay and everything's in one piece, Elena. Oh no, yes, Tuesday. Yeah, you sent me the pictures. Yeah, that was awful. Just like ripped through a load of houses, just not far from you. We've had quite cold weather, and I think during the cold weather, you just want to eat something kind of comforting, like a stew or something. So you can make bean stews. You can kind of layer it up with loads of vegetables, sweet potato, even dice some other potatoes up. And, you can make some, well, actually, I'll look for a recipe for like a gluten-free kind of dumpling or a plant-based dumpling. But you can make some really good, tasty stews that really will hit the spot. I made a shepherd's pie, which is on my channel if you haven't seen it. So there's lots of winter kind of recipes that you can kind of just eliminate the meat from. And add more hearty vegetables and pulses and legumes, lentils. These are all incredibly filling, and packed full of protein and nutrition as well. So they'll see you warmed up, and they'll see you fulfilled. And you can flavour that with anything, traditional flavours, or you can spice it up and make it Moroccan or Mexican. Or, you can put different spices. Like I showed you with, I can't remember with what recipe it was now. Oh yeah, the cauliflower rice. And that would make a great accompaniment to any other kind of vegetables and stuff that you put on your plate. Hi, Sunshine Girl. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. You've been plant-based for 4 months now and love it. Absolutely. That is fantastic. And can you share with us some of the differences that you've felt within yourself? Any kind of how you feel, kind of your energy levels? Are you sleeping better? Have you lost weight? You may not need to lose weight. Do you just feel more, I don't know, happy in yourself? Let's do share with us how you feel the differences within your body after 4 months. I know it's fantastic, isn't it, Debs? Yeah, magnesium is really good for muscle cramps. Does any like steamed kale in soup? Oh, I love kale. I absolutely love really dark leafy green vegetables. In fact, if I haven't had any green vegetables for a while, I kind of go a little bit stir crazy. I kind of start thinking about greens and green vegetables and broccoli and cauliflower. Not cauliflower, that's not green. Spring greens. I love spring greens. It's what they make seaweed out of in Chinese restaurants, the crispy seaweed. And it is vegan, that one. So that is a dish that you can order from your Chinese. Kale I love, and I love Cavello Nero, which is like a really dark, almost dark black sort of leafy vegetable, which is really nice. And the Swiss chards as well. They're absolutely so full of deep flavour. Absolutely love them. So I do get withdrawal symptoms if I haven't had vegetables for a while. And I always have, actually. My father's exactly the same, although he's a great meat eater. He has to have vegetables every day, otherwise he kind of feels like he hasn't eaten. Yes, Mary Beth, the cauliflower rice would be really good stuffed in a portobello mushroom. And if you've got some vegan cheese, you can sprinkle that on the top as well. Hey, V babes, how you doing, sweetheart? V's going great guns. She's getting a plant-based life all sorted out, which is fantastic. Very proud. I'm really proud of you all, actually, how you've really kind of got into this, and you've embraced the fasting, you've embraced, looking for alternatives, kind of letting go of some of those eating habits. And I know a lot of you are feeling a lot better. Awesome salad bowl and kale and Swiss chard. I absolutely love that. some people have been messaging me about the cost of plant-based, and like the ready meals are really cheap. Burgers are really cheap. Fast food is kind of the cheap stuff's really kind of cheap. And sometimes fruits and vegetables. I know if you have like a wholly fruit-based diet, which I was trying after I went to my fruit fest last year, I found that really, really expensive, because I didn't just want to eat a load of apples. I wanted to eat more of the exotic fruits, and it was quite expensive. But if you find your local farmer's market, I don't know, in our country, in every town, there's a market once a week, and there are always fruit and veg stalls, and there'll be a cheese stall and a bread stall, and someone selling, I don't know, trousers and tea towels and stuff like that. But there's always fresh produce there. And even like small producers who make kind of cakes and biscuits and stuff, honeys and jams, that kind of thing. So these are not actually farmers markets. They're just general markets, where we have fruit stores. Now, the great thing about these is towards the end of the day, when they start packing their van up, all the kind of half boxes of stuff, suddenly they knock the price down, and you can end up with, loads and like a massive amount of one particular vegetable or fruit, or for very, very little money. So it's really good to kind of go along towards the end and snap up all the bargains, because they don't want to take half a bag of sprouts home. They just don't, and they want it gone, because they're going to be going to the fruit markets themselves the next day for the next market that they do, and they want their stalls to look fresh and inviting. So it's a really good way of getting hold of loads of cheap fruits and vegetables. We also have farmers markets, which in our town, they're on once a month, and that's where the local farmers come with their homegrown, homemade farm produce, which is different from like a general market. So I don't know if you all have them where you are, but it's a really, really good way of stocking up. And lots of these things, if you have too many of them, you can always kind of blanch them and put them in your freezer. So that's what you can do with the excess. You can make up recipes, have a batch cooking day and stick your kind of meals, in the freezer, much like you would when you weren't plant-based. I've just done that with my chili that I made last night. So I've got 3 hearty meals there at the click of a microwave button. Or if I'm a bit organised, I could just get it out and defrost it naturally. But usually I'm not that planned and organised. You're not late, Lindsay darling. Whenever you're here is absolutely fantastic. You've always loved veggies and roasted veggies for the first time recently. Yummy yum. I know. I've never actually roasted sprouts. I've never even come across roasted sprouts. But certainly carrots and parsnips, even like aubergines. You can cut up, you can dice a whole load of potatoes, carrots, aubergines, that sort of thing, into quite small pieces. And you can drizzle oil and put herbs and stuff on them, honey, that sort of thing. Well, honey isn't plant-based, is it? But, syrup, something like that, and just roast them in the oven. Parsnips I particularly like because they go so sweet and just delicious. But I'm going to try on Saturday. We have a family Christmas meal with Wink's parents and one of his brothers and partner. And they're doing I think they're doing roast beef. And so I won't be having the beef, but I'm going to take a whole load of extra veg for me, and enjoy that. So I'm going to roast some sprouts for the first time, which is, but they're really, really nice. And you can use flavored oils and stuff like that. You could always infuse an oil with your own, like rosemary oil or something. That would be really nice. Just stick some rosemary. And you just heat up the oil, leave the sprigs in there. There's loads of recipes for doing infused oils, and then you can drizzle them over your vegetables, which is fantastic. Going late. Can't hang on a second. I can't tolerate. No. Isn't that great? Deb's body lets her know that she doesn't like fast food anymore. It just tastes awful. It tastes like muck to me now. I just cannot do fast food anymore. I can't do bread of any description anymore. It just makes me feel so yucky that it's kind of, you know, don't want to eat it anymore, you know. You know, a lot of people like, you know, have like a, you know, like allergies to certain foods, and then if they eat them, they're going to be, you know, in the bathroom throwing up. They don't struggle to not eat that food because they just go, last time that happened. In fact, you can be put off a food by getting ill after eating a food, and it might not be anything to do with the food, but the whole memory of it just makes you go, oh, no, I can't do that anymore. Cajun chicken. The last time I ate that, I think I was in my 20s, and I followed that by a very lot of tequila, which I wasn't used to drinking. And I was so ill, and it was just like Cajun chicken just revisited, and I literally cannot bear the smell of it. So that's what fast food is a bit like for me now. I just don't like it. And I know Debs is not the only one who can't tolerate it. And it's good because it means when you can't tolerate things that previously, before you started on this journey, that you really enjoyed, it's because your body's, you've given it some really good stuff and you've fine-tuned it. So it can do its job going, oh, I don't even like the smell of that. You know, that's your body going, that's not what I want. That's not where I want my nutrients from. That's not going to make me feel good. So it's telling you don't like that, much in the way that it tells you, you know, things that aren't good to eat aren't good to eat. You know, it helps us get back to our natural instincts better. Good idea going late. The supermarkets at lunchtime on Christmas Eve will be great for free. Yes, they will. You'll be able to literally stock up. And things like cabbages and swedes and turnips. What else? Cauliflower. They keep really, really well. Mine are outside on a shelf just in the open air because it's cold enough to keep them fresh. So I kind of have like an outdoor larder in the winter. They stay fresh, like beetroot. They stay fresh for a really long time. So you could actually buy, you know, quite a lot of that without risking it going off. Broccoli doesn't last too long. It's not bad if it's kept really, really cold. Brussels sprouts, they stay quite long as well. Carrots tend to go a bit bendy quite quickly. So I've got 3 bags of them for the pigs, and they don't last 2 weeks, that's for sure. Do you know, Debs, absolutely, I'm going to have to try roasted Brussels sprouts. I think you just cut them in half, don't you? Drizzle a bit of oil on them and slam them in the oven. I didn't think I was getting on. My computer was being ridiculous. Oh, bless you. You're here now, and that is great. Yes, I hate sprouts, but are awesome. Who knew? Really? Oh, right. It's going to be a whole new vegetable for me then. I like them raw, which I was encouraged to eat them raw by you lovelies. And they are indeed really, really lovely. Thank you, Nancy. How are you doing, darling? I hope you're well. Except for Pike Market, more commonly known as Pike Place Market in Seattle. You'd love it, Sue, as there's a huge big statue that is also a piggy bank named Rachel. Oh, that's nice. Big hoof prints. Great. I call it Montezuma's revenge when that happens. Hello, Sika. How you doing, darling? Yay, Beverly. Beverly, you are having a huge success with your plant-based, aren't you? Debs was just saying she's lost 13 pounds since she's been plant-based, and she can't tolerate fast food anymore. Excellent. That's the kind of no turning back kind of all by yourself. It's lovely. Hi, Kathy. Yes, Kathy. I tried sprouts raw. I was on a live and a live YouTube, and somebody said, "Oh, they're really nice raw," and I thought, "Oh, are they?" Started eating them, and indeed they are lovely raw. Thumbs up from V. Cool. Yes, I've had them raw, but I didn't like them. I do love cabbage, but flavour seems different. Yeah, they're kind of like a really strong, intense cabbage, aren't they, sprouts? Has anyone tried sprout tops? They are fantastic. It's like how they grow on the side of quite a fibrous stalk. And then on the top, you know, the little sprouts get like little tiny baby ones. And then there's kind of like leaves, a bit like a palm tree. And if you cut that off, and you cook them, they are absolutely delicious. Isn't that awesome, Beverly? You're absolutely right. My mum makes sprouts drizzled with balsamic vinegar. Ooh, lovely. I bet that's delicious. Hiya. Hi, everyone's saying hello to each other. Right, you see, you can't get a better vegetable than a raw vegetable. If you like raw vegetables, you know, you could I actually chop them and put them through salads sometimes. I don't tell Wink because he maintains he hates sprouts. But he's had some sprouts that he doesn't know that he's had. Hey, Chrissy babes, how you doing, darling? Lindsay, I have to say I've fallen off the wagon a bit this week. I'm poorly and I've had some weird schedule, blooming Christmas. I know Christmas is kind of getting into the kind of headspace of lots of people, and that's very normal because this is your first kind of year facing Christmas. Last year I kind of I wasn't fully I hadn't started my full vegan then, but I wasn't eating a lot of meat and I just went with it and had a small bit of the meat. But do you know what? The worst thing on the plate was the meat. I enjoyed everything else on the plate so much more than the meat. Don't worry, Lindsay, you can get back on that horse whenever you like. And you know, lots of the vegans, the raw vegans or fruitarians that I met this summer, they also, you know, they weren't always, you know, they didn't just start and then just like never have another bit of meat again. Some people I'm sure do that. You know, it's, you know, some people, are wired that way. And, you know, they'd fall back and then they'd be raw and then they'd go back to eating cooked and maybe some processed vegan food. And, you know, once you let that door open, you kind of have it again and you have it again. And before you know it, your body isn't telling you that it doesn't want it anymore because you've kind of desensitized your senses to it. But don't worry about it. Do the best that you can. Do the best that you can. And I know you'll also have had some substitutes in there anyway. That you've got. So just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Veganuary is coming. Who's up for veganuary? Who's not fully plant-based yet? I haven't been able to eat fast food. It will send me right to the bathroom. Don't miss it at all. That's 2 of you now. Well, that's 3 of us for sure. Who else can't do fast food anymore? Hi, Chrissy. Dr. G is not here because he has a camera crew who are filming. They're kind of, I think they're doing some filming. They had an interview yesterday about doing a TV show about his family practice that he does, and just his whole take on medicine and patient care, etc. So he may join us if that finishes in time, but we don't know. So I've got my Skype open. If he calls me, he can hop on. But that's where he is. So he's got a whole camera crew around at his house at the moment. I don't know you could eat that part. Yeah. I'd never heard of it until it was last year. They were in my greengrocer and I think I was just like, what are sprout tops? And it's just the very, very top bit of the stalk, how they grow. And they're funny, really, sprouts. They kind of like a big stalk with all the bubbles on the side. And there's not a great big kind of array of leaves on the top of it. Every time I've grown sprouts, they've been the size of garden peas and not really very good. So I must do that again. Yeah, you can eat that part. So if you grow them, you just cut about that much, like an inch, 3 centimeters, something like that, from just under where the leaves are, before all the separate leaves are for the sprouts. And it's really tender. It's really got this lovely nutty flavour. It's delicious. Oh, radishes. Radishes are lovely. It's funny, I used to eat them a lot as a kid. My mum really liked them, and it's the first thing I ever grew. Mum gave me a little bit of garden, and we planted radish seeds in it. So I've always liked them. But I don't know why I tend not to buy them. I think Wink doesn't like them. But yeah, I need to do that. I need to get back into my radishes. So are they available all year round then, Beverly? Whereabouts do you live? Are you in the Sunshine State, where everything grows all year round, no doubt? Did I watch the thing I sent you about the honey? I don't think I've seen that one yet, sweetheart, but I will have a look, V. Yeah, that's it. He's got company over. So we've got some radish lovers. Fantastic. See, that will be great to snack on, you know, rather than, you know, all the nonsense we used to snack on. Have your kind of staple. Sorry, it's moving my lid of my computer. Have some of the things that you really like to nom on, like, you know, carrots. They keep you busy munching for ages. It's really good to have them handy. If you have things like that you can just open, you know, when you're swinging off the fridge door, you know, you're not going to be tucking into the cheese that's there or some other thing that you would normally have had in the fridge that you may still have in the fridge for any family members who are not doing the plant-based with you. Wink is certainly not doing the plant-based. He's just gone full on into fast food nonsense in the last 2 weeks. I'm surprised he's able to put one foot in front of the other. No, I'm being a bit exaggerating there, but he has literally, it's just like, where is the vegetable? Where are your vegetables, Wink? He says potatoes are vegetables. I never liked Brussels sprouts until I saw Jacques Pepin cook them up in a pan with olive oil, salt and pepper. It's a little dark, which I like not seasoning. That's another way of doing sprouts. See, people that don't like sprouts, you were getting worried about me because I hadn't uploaded for a few days. Yeah, I don't think I put a video up yesterday. I missed a night's sleep, and it got me another night. So I got a bit tired and ended up sleeping during the day, and so I was a bit up the walls myself. But Wink's been out. I wanted to do a kind of update on my back for you, and we have received something in our PO box, a couple of cards, so we were going to open those. But then Wink's just been out. He's been jamming with his cigar box guitar, and getting some songs ready to start his new band. So he's been out twice this week. So it's kind of haven't managed to upload. Yay! Ms. Bitch, you can't do fast food. Excellent. Chrissy can't do fast food anymore. Right, that's 5 of us. I am. That's the plan for Jan New Year. Fantastic. Yes, I know that you're getting yourself geared up, Cor. That's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's great news for Dr. G. I bet he's in overexcitement mode at the moment. But working on it. Only meat is wild caught seafood. That's, you know, if you're going to eat anything meat-wise while you're transitioning, I think that's a very good option. But yeah, so you would probably find if you're only eating fish that if you were to chunk into a steak, you'd probably feel awful. So that's excellent. Are you off the dairy as well? What shall I call you? Ms. Bitch? Or to you. Let me call you to you instead. So are you still using dairy? Lindsay, excellent. Cheese doesn't serve us. It's all in our head, the thing about cheese. So you proved it to yourself there as well. And I know, who was it? I think it might have been Beverly. Was it Beverly that had some cheese and felt awful? Somebody the other night said that they'd had a bit of cheese and just like, you know, never doing it again. So, to you, do you think you might do veganuary? Do you think you might start with veganuary? Wanted to film at night when it was dark for better lighting for the camera. Ah, I see. So it must be dark there by now. I think it must be 6:30 at night there. Hi, Seeker. I'm just learning still, and I'm finishing up the keto foods. But when I get the new foods, I'm going plant. Fantastic! Excellent. Your 2019 is going to be sensational. All of your 2019s is going to be absolutely sensational. So do you eat the stalks of broccoli? I think it's a missed opportunity for vitamins. Yeah, I do. I have to say the really big, I always buy one with the biggest stalk possible because my pigs like it. And what I used to do is I used to cut it into quarters, and then I used to cut the heart out of the stalk and nibble on those. In fact, Mum and I the first thing we used to do is cut the heart out of a cabbage, the big stalk, and we just eat all of that, just leave the fibrous bit, which was difficult to chew. Yes, I love broccoli stalks. I cut mine really, really long, and sometimes, because Finian doesn't eat the stalks, I have to cut them right up to the flower bit, otherwise he just leaves them. So I often have, like by the time the broccoli's there might be 3 or 4 florets left and a whole load of stalks. And so I'll give the florets to Wink and I just eat a pile of stalks. So yes, the stalks of all brassicas, are delicious. Some it's too fibrous. Or like the big tree that the sprouts grow on is, you need a machete to cut through that. But my pigs eat the whole lot. They love it. Another thing, like Wink's mum, she called it poor man's soup. That's what she told me it was like. But all the outside, the really dark, sort of scraggy leaves of a cabbage, or sprout leaves, from the main plant, she would cook all of those up to make like a soup, and then kind of, blend it all up and be delicious. They can be quite bitter, but you can always, change that up by, adding something to it. I love the stalks. Yeah, I like the stalks as well. I like the raw stalks better than the raw florets. Just peel them first. Yeah, absolutely. Hi Lynn, how you doing? Brussels sprouts are good after the frost hits them. Yeah, that's what the farmers say. Garden in winter before radishes are all good and fried and boiled. A bit of broth. Yeah, lovely. It's good to know. Nancy, where do you live? Amazing grocery store, Wegmans. Yeah, I hear Wegmans come up a lot actually. Every vegetable there is, and that's amazing. We have a tiny organic section in the supermarkets, and it's just like twice the price. It's very expensive. That's not on my budget. In fact, I'm going to resurrect my vegetable patch this year, and I'm going to choose to grow things that are expensive to buy, like runner beans and stuff, spinach and stuff like that. Seafood is my kryptonite. Does that mean kryptonite? Hang on a second. Kryptonite. Kryptonite is something that like Superman and kryptonite, so kryptonite kind of paralyzes him. So you don't like seafood. Is that what I'm saying? Is that what you're saying? Oh, I got that completely wrong. Yeah, restaurants are difficult. I think what you have to do is you have to get your server down. This is what I observed Dr. Gilmore doing. He would just get them, bring them over to the table and he'll go, right, I wonder if you can help me. I don't eat animal products, is what he said. He didn't say vegan because, people don't know what vegans are. They'll go, oh, right, well, we've got the egg, this with the cheese, something or other. Oh, you don't eat cheese. Oh, right. Okay, well, how about having some eggs then? And you're just like... So he says, I don't eat anything that comes from an animal. What can I have on this menu? Or what can you change for me? So they can often do vegetables that I know in the States, they toss a lot of them in like bacon fat or bacon. you can ask them not to do that for you. Salad, you can get them to take the croutons and like the egg out or the grated cheese. There will be some dishes that they can go, yeah, we could so totally do that and just not put the meat on top, so ask them, I would suggest. And the other thing that you can do is if you know you're going out somewhere and you know where you're going, ring them up and say, I am a vegan. I don't eat any animal products, but I'm coming for a meal with my family, blah, blah, blah. What is it I can eat? And, talk to them, because if you speak to the chef, they love to cook something different. They're cooking the same menu day in, day out, day in, day out. And they usually come out and talk to you, and then the chef will come out and even ask you if you liked it. That's happened to me several times. So it's worth having the conversation, and it's worth maybe asking if you can have a word with the chef or the owner or the head waiter or whatever it is. Have a chat, just ring ahead, So that is something that you can do, and it works very well. In the UK, there's a vegan option pretty much on every single menu, or there's the vegetarian option that they can take the cheese or the egg off. So try planning ahead with that one. And if you're picking the restaurant, choose one that's got some options for you that will keep everybody happy. Sprouts with chestnuts, absolutely delicious. Especially, he didn't live stream today, so he must be having a good time with the camera crew. Yeah, I bet he is. I bet he's too busy to be live streaming. So, Kathy, they take forever to grow. I think you have to plant them in about June, and they're not ready until about now, or maybe even plant at April, maybe. I always leave them in there hoping that they're going to get bigger than the size of a garden pea, and then they start flowering, and I've not been very successful at growing sprouts. But yes, they like the cold weather, and it doesn't kill them. You can have a whole vegetable patch full of cabbages and they can be buried under a foot of snow, and they don't destroy at all. They're absolutely fine. You would think it would, but the structure of their leaves is absolutely fine. We can even buy our vegetables triple washed and cut nicely in a resealable bag. Yeah, you can buy them like that. I tend not to buy the pre-prepped veg. My reason for this is because when you're pregnant, they tell you not to buy any chopped salad or pre-prepared veg. I have no idea why. But also it costs more money. You're paying for someone's time to chop them up. But do you know what? A lot of people use them, and it saves a lot of messing around. There are loads of spiralized vegetables. There's lots of butternut squash that's cut into really thin sheets to use as pasta for lasagna. And, various ways of cutting sweet potatoes, because sweet potato fries are really fashionable at the moment, and they're delicious, and they're not so fattening, and they're really nice. So our supermarket certainly has a lot of kind of the healthy vegetables kind of ready to go. My kid can't do fast food now. Yay! V has had an absolute breakdown, haven't you, Vanessa? There's Vanessa I'm talking about. Her daughter now wants to do the whole food plant-based. So they're going to get to do it together, which is just fantastic, because it's great to have somebody to cheer you on, and somebody, I know it can be hard if you've got biscuits and stuff in the cupboard for your kids and you're not eating them because they're there kind of winking at you. And I'm absolutely not buying any more vegan biscuits, because I tell myself I can just chaw through them because they're vegan. It's not really quite the point. But, I've tripped over myself in the last few weeks with that. So I'm just not buying the vegan biscuits anymore. But that's absolutely great. Plant at normal time. Oh, you plant them at the normal time. Okay. I suppose everything's kind of, I suppose broad beans you plant in April, don't you? I love broad beans. They're fantastic. And you can get them frozen as well. And frozen veg are really good because they're frozen very fresh. So probably fresher than the fresh stuff by the time it's had its 5 billion miles to the supermarket. Do you have to start them in the summer? All right. Did I write cheese? I meant Chinese. Where did you write cheese? I can't see where you've written cheese. Cheese. I take your word for it, though. I will take your word for it. Yes, that was me with the cheese and the chicken, and I threw up. Yes, it was you, wasn't it? And you, I think you were the first person to say I had a bit of a slip up, and I had a chicken sandwich, and then it was staring right back at me again. So, you know, that is your body just doing what it should be doing, and it's going to make it that. See, that's exactly it. Once you make a new habit, it takes the willpower out of it. You don't need any willpower not to eat a chicken sandwich now, do you, Beverly? It's just like, not doing that again. And yeah, if you haven't eaten dairy for a while and you have some, it makes you feel absolutely pantaloons. Makes you feel pants. That's the saying we have in the UK here, but you may not have it in the US or Canada or New Zealand or Australia, wherever you're coming in from today. Yay! Kate, how are you doing? Is it snowing yet in Canada? I always ask that question. I just, as I said before, imagine Canada to be covered in just a glorious white, lovely snow. You had cheese at the luncheon and got gassy. Yeah, I bet you did. I bet you felt tired and sluggish afterwards as well, Debs. It's a real kind of, it's kind of real cheesy things that give you the biggest food coma, that kind of like, oh. And you're watching something I'm telling before you know you've been asleep on the sofa and you're, you know, how did that happen? Well, because you ate a real kind of cheesy supper and it kind of, your body went, right, you can go to sleep while I sort this mess out. Yeah, that's the best. Joe, Seeker. Joe is going to be helping me change over and help me with meal planning. Yes! Fantastic. Which Joe? Is Joe one of the lovelies or is Joe someone in your family? Where has it gone? Now I've whizzed through the message. I do this. I just do this with my finger while I'm talking to you and the whole chat line's just going up and down. And then when I want to find where I am, I've just completely lost it. Oh, here, other half like cauliflower leaves. Hang on a second. I'm way behind you guys, aren't I? Best the best. Excellent. Do you know, meal planning is difficult on a day-to-day basis. Much better to sit down on Sunday and go, right, what am I going to make for the week? What am I going to have for supper? What am I going to take for lunch? You know, a salad's really easy for lunch, you know, and you can always toast some, you know, nuts and put them on the top and chop some avocado through. It's really, really filling. You know, you can stick some pineapple in it. Take a banana with you. So lunch on the go is really easy, but we're all used to sitting down to a nice hot meal, especially this time of year. And that's where it can go a little bit adrift. So it's really good to try and plan your meals out. And then also, you know, well, I'll have some cauliflower left because I'm making that on Monday. So blah, blah, blah. And you can batch cook these things as well. Oh God, it cost me £50 to send a Christmas package there. Oh my goodness me, that's a lot. $50. Must have been a heavy package. I hope it was for that money. Kate's saying hi to Beverly, Lindsay. My other half likes cauliflower leaves. Cauliflower leaves. Yeah, they're like a cabbagey flavour, aren't they, cauliflower leaves? I really like them. I find if I eat them raw, they're kind of quite peppery. They're quite... But they have kind of like a hot, almost like a bit like a radishy. They're kind of quite hot to eat raw. But yes, I all those little lime green leaves that are around there, I just stick them in and cook them. But the big outside cauliflower leaves that wraps the whole thing up, my pigs get those. Yes, it's great. I prefer the stalks to the florets. Yeah, there's a nutty flavour in the stalk. You see, the stalk is the plant, and the floret is it's the buds of the flower. And if you don't harvest it as soon as those appear, you think, oh, I'll just go let that get a bit bigger, you know, and you stick your head out the window the next morning and there's a big yellow flower on it, and it's like, no, because you've missed that's my broccoli. Always kind of, I find it really, really hard to harvest everything because it's only really me that's eating everything from it. The pigs had a field day though with the flowers of everything. We got beet greens oh, lovely. Southern greens. What are southern greens? Turnip greens as well. So that's the bit above the ground that you eat then. Yeah, because actually baby beet leaves, they put those in salads. They're the little green leaves that have the bright pink stalk on them. So yeah, I bet they're really rich flavoured, those beet greens. Southern greens. Don't know what southern greens are. Let me know what southern greens are. Turnip greens. I've never even seen a turnip with a leaf on them. They're always chopped off and like this in the shop. And I've never grown those actually. Maybe I should grow some more root vegetables. Have to talk with the server. Yeah, you're right. If you're gluten-free, you have to, because quite often it will be like, oh yes, you know, we've got sweet potato fries, but what you don't know is that they're tossed in flour before, you know, in some kind of flour before they fry them, which is what makes them so crispy, because you know how hard it is to get them crispy at home. It's like a nightmare. So you can accidentally eat some gluten. So if you are intolerant, rather than just avoiding it because it makes you feel rubbish, it's, you know, talk to your server. It's a really, really good tip, just because there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go to their restaurant and get some decent food to eat. And, you know, they get really concerned and they kind of fuss around you. And like, you know, oh, is that okay? Is, you know, we could put some of that, let me just go and talk to the chef, you know, and then they come back and, oh, right, he says we can put some like avocado on, and we've got like some balsamic, and, you know, we've got some little slices of this, and we've got some quinoa we can put in, and you're like, before you know it, you've got this massive superfood salad that, you know, makes people that aren't like my husband really jealous. So they do, if, you know, get them on there, get them on your side. And if they've got a review, you know, put a review up, you know, excellent vegan alternative, you know, the chef was amazing, you know, the more you go in and ask, have you got anything vegan? Have you got anything plant-based? You know, the more you ask for these things, the more the people that own the restaurants start to say, we're going to have to put some vegan options in, because we're getting asked this a lot. And January is a great one because there will be so many people doing veganuary, that they'll be going in. You know, I mean, I saw veganuary about, I don't know, it was between Christmas and New Year, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll sign up. And I'm signed up to it on Facebook, and off I went. And here I am a year later with virtually no slip-ups. And, you know, moving forwards with it. So, lots of people decide on the spur of the moment to do it and haven't thought it through for a long time, or been in a group like this where they've heard, you know, slowly they're sort of adding, well, maybe I'll just go dairy free for now, and maybe I'll just get rid of red meat, and maybe I'll just, you know, and that's how a lot of you have been going, which is fantastic, you know, everyone at their own pace. And so you'll find a lot of people will be out and about in restaurants asking, have you got anything that's like vegan? Because they don't even, you know, they're joining in something because, you know, for the challenge for themselves. You know, some people do it just for the challenge. I did it because all the people that were kind of into healthy eating who did a vegan version of it just went on and on about how much more energy they had. And from a weight loss point of view, they lost more weight. And I was just like, you know, I'm one of those FOMO queens, fear of missing out. I had to feel the feeling for myself. You know, I didn't want to not know what it felt like. So I jumped in without really much thought, you know, although I was already dairy free. You'll find more people will be more tolerant of it this coming month in January. Almost all of our restaurants have vegan. That's amazing. I haven't been to New York since I've been a vegan, so I would hope that they would. You know, I felt really sorry for Jack when I was in Texas, because we went to quite a few restaurants, and it is hard there, because it's just like, okay, I'll just have some leaves and some rice, some boiled rice, plain boiled rice, and yeah. You know, so it is nice. I have to get recipe for us adding vinegar. It's delicious. Yes, that would be fantastic, Cor. Get the recipe and stick it up for everyone. And any recipes that you've got that you're finding really delicious, if you let me have the recipe, I will make them and I will stick a video up on YouTube for you so I can pass it on. No, kryptonite means I like seafood as much as if I am near it, I will eat it. Oh, right. I was just, yeah, sorry, I thought it meant that, but then I was remembering a bit of Superman where they were using kryptonite to decrease his powers. So, yeah, maybe it's kryptonite because your power to resist it is weakened. So, yeah, I got that a bit wrong in my head. Sorry about that, Alina. PCC neutral food market supports the local farmers. That's why I like them. I moved to where they aren't, but I moved to where they're not located. Sorry for you on that. There must be some markets though. Surely there are, you know, produce markets around and about. I'm gluten free, but hardly ever want to eat out. Yeah, you know, not everybody does eat out. Every now and then you have to. And sometimes it's just a quick option, so you don't have to cook, which is why it's great if you're going to make something that's freezable. Obviously a salad isn't freezable, but if you're making a vegan shepherd's pie, like the one on my recipe, make a giant one, portion it up, stick it in pots, whack it in the freezer, and then you can just nuke it when you're, you know, and, you know, sprinkle some, you know, have it with some veg or something. For greens. Gosh, I'm really thirsty. I'm going to have a little slurperoonie. This is not beer. Yeah, we don't eat out either because it costs a lot of money. We used to eat out a lot when we first got married, and we both got very fat, funnily enough. Because the meals in restaurants have just like so many calories. Because they're really all dinner party dishes, aren't they? They've got, you know, everything's got everything in it, you know. They're located in King County, Seattle, I like them because they have cooking classes for adults and kids. And the classes can be vegan, vegetarian or gluten-free. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. And what is that, Elena? That was PCC. Natural Food Market. Is that what you're talking about? That's fantastic. Anyone go to Whole Foods? I know that's in the US, isn't it, Whole Foods? I think we have a similar place called Barrett's, which is a big chain that do kind of health food alternatives. They'll have your chickpea flour and your rice flour and your almond flour and all the weird flours and nutritional yeast and agar. Not agar, is it? I was calling it agar. It's agar. They'll have all those sorts of things as well. And I think Whole Foods does that as well. And they'll obviously have fresh produce. Barrett's doesn't do fresh produce. It's all kind of vitamin pills. Wegmans, there's Wegmans. Chrissy, in St. Louis we have almost no vegan options in restaurants. And my issue is I just can't get a salad because I'm a heart patient and every bottle dressing has tons of salt in it. Yeah. Can you ask for the dressing for the salad without the dress? Just say I can't have, I have allergies. I can't have dressing. Can you please bring me some olive oil and some fresh lemon? Olive oil and lemon juice is divine. It's absolutely divine. It's so simple and it's so fresh and lovely. Or bring your own. Just say, look, I have so many allergies. I can't eat any dressing. Please can I have the salad with no dressing? Because I know you can always, like, even in Denny's, you can order like the Caesar salad dressing on the side, and then just wouldn't eat the dressing. So maybe that will be a solution for you, because those dressings are loaded full of a whole load of nonsense. You'd be better off eating, a load of, puddings, desserts. In fact, I think the salads in McDonald's had more calories in them than the actual burgers, because the salad dressings are just so loaded full of numpty nonsense. You don't know if the person who's chopped them has said clean hands or gloves. Yuck. Is that pre-prepared veg you're talking about, Nancy? I think the ones for supermarkets, they absolutely would have to wear, hairnets, and there'd be a whole kind of hygiene inspection thing. But do you mean in restaurants as well? You don't know if the person has chopped them, has had clean hands. So maybe that would stop you going out. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Nancy, there. Let me know. Yes. By the way, GMOs are illegal in Europe, but not here, so we have to clean them up. Even organic has residue. It's always best to wash your fruits and vegetables, except soft fruits. Like, you wouldn't want to wash mushrooms because it just makes them go really bad, makes them go slimy. And things like strawberries, you can't wash those because they just go mushy. But everything else you can wash. And if the fruit and veg you've got, like, they're waxed, like often things like apples will be waxed, so they're all shiny. If you just balance them on something and get a kettle and pour boiling water off them, all the wax just comes off them and you can just wipe it off. But it is good to wash your fruits and veg to get anything off them. Well, we do have GMO stuff in the UK. And the processed foods, what are they made with, Anyway, I don't eat TV dinners anymore, so I'm just starting my fasting day now. Yay! Good for you, Lindsay. Beverly, Chrissy, can you ask for oil and vinegar or bring your own? Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, Beverly. I'm behind you all. You have lots of vegetarian restaurants in the Seattle area. That's brilliant, because with vegetarian dishes, it's a lot easier for them to take the thing out, that, okay, we can cook yours in olive oil rather than butter, or we can take the cheese out of that. We could do that and remove that. Yeah, the croutons are done with, so quite often when you talk to your server, you can get those adapted. That's brilliant. Alina. Hey, Leanne! Hello! Leanne's on Wink. Wink's just come back from his shed. Alina Doyle, PPC Market. Used to shop there all the time. Moved to Vancouver. Whole Foods is what's near you now.
Hi, Leanne.
There's Debs here too, and loads of lovelies that you know.
Hello, everybody.
He's been building his thing in the shed while I'm on here, because obviously the telly's had to go on pause. I have 4 boxes of yummy red lobster biscuits to make for Christmas. Lobster biscuits? They will be hard. Oh, right, yes, they will be hard. If you do have a slip up over Christmas, sometimes once you've had a few glasses of wine or a few eggnogs or a few pints of beer, the willpower can fade, and one makes different kind of decisions when one has had a few jars of something. Just don't beat yourself up about it. It is what it is, and carry on forward. But if you have stuff that's yummy to eat, you won't mind not eating the meat. You really won't. What are broad beans? Broad beans. Broad beans look a bit like butter beans. I've actually got some in the freezer, but if I walk into the kitchen, what router am I on? Yeah, it'll probably drop. So I'll lose all you guys, so I won't do that. Broad beans, they're in the bean family. They come in a really thick sort of spongy pod, and you only eat the beans from the middle. Like runner beans, I think you might call them long beans. Like anything, French beans, any kind of long green bean has a little bean inside it. It's where like your kidney beans would have been in a long runner pod. And broad beans, they look a bit like edamame beans, only they're bigger. They're about that big. I don't know if you can tell how, but they're about that big. And they're flat, and they're really, really tasty. Really, really tasty, and they're very filling as well. I don't know if you have a different name for them. It's the first bean that's harvested. It's one of the first crops you harvest if you're growing, because you plant them really early. And, they withstand everything, and they kind of come up first. The other beans like dwarf beans and French beans and runner beans, they take a lot longer before they fruit. And the plant has lovely white flowers on it. Whole Foods is good. Yeah, I heard Amazon bought them up. They're not soybeans, but they're quite similar in texture to eat, Kathy. But they're more like that than another type of bean. Thanks, I'm sad I can't do a full 24 hours though due to work. Size. Never mind. You're doing something and you can change that. It won't always be the same. Lindsay, you're doing great. I was canning food, but I haven't this year. I'm going to love canning fresh food. Do you have a machine that puts things into cans then? Wow, I've never come across that before. So you actually put them in tins, or do you put them in glass jars? Just curious to know about canning foods. A lot of vegan restaurants. Excellent. You've got vegan restaurants in it. It's amazing, because go and see what they cook. It will give you loads of inspiration, and just Google their menu. Yeah, it is a shame. It's like when we go to Norfolk, just like I'm just taking a load of food with me. I can get fruits and veg, but a lot of the other things they just don't have. I mean, they don't have cashew nut milk. I think they've got almond milk and coconut milk, but it's a smaller population, and that population are just not into kind of healthy stuff. They didn't have any apple cider vinegar either. It's just like I had to go to some special health shop to get this tiny little bijou bottle of it when I was there in the summer. Yes, honestly, I just felt so awful after that bread. And it didn't even have gluten in it. It's just like, I don't know. I really wasn't expecting that, but it's like, it doesn't serve me really, and it's just like empty calories. It just fills you up so you can't eat as much as the good stuff. That's not far from church. Holy crap, did you get hit with a tornado? Oh, talking about tornado. A girl had her kayak out. It's beautiful. You're talking about the scenery. That is lovely. It was after I got home. I was occupied with a drive. Sorry, internet's playing up. No worries, Lynn. Mine was doing that the other week. Joe said, right, Seeker, got you on that one. I never had favourite beans. We'll have to have a try. They are really, really nice. They're really... Favs beans. Is that Favoli beans? Flavori. Can't say that. There's loads of beans. Baked beans are, I think, pinto beans. When they're not called baked beans. Roots along our house, which we didn't use, but he was an old-time farmer. Grandmother did canning. Wow. Yeah, they used to store apples like all through the winter, didn't they? And they wouldn't go off. And potatoes, you know, they'd store them as well. Yeah. And they didn't preserve everything by pickling either. They did an amazing job. But, you know, we don't have underground cellars now, do we? Not? Well, actually, some people do. But, you know, there would be like a garden cellar in some of the old houses would have that where all the produce from the orchards would be kept. 45 degrees today. Ooh, that's 45. That's warm, isn't it? 45 degrees. We're having a brown Christmas here in southern Alberta around Calgary. Our temperature is Chinook winds are still blowing, which keeps the snow and extreme cold temps away. A brown Christmas. Does that mean just no snow? Is that what you mean by brown Christmas? I was thinking you meant brown foods, and I was like, what foods are brown? If you'll grow squash, you can eat the blooms as well. Oh, yes. Yes, courgette flowers are gorgeous, aren't they? Right, okay. We will have to do some grocery. I'll have to put some grocery lists together. $77. Is that that's for a month, is it? Right, okay. Okay, and I know some people have been, anyone that lives in the States who's, you know, had more practice at vegan stuff, if you've got any ideas for that, or, because I don't know what your prices are, you see. I've got no idea what your prices are in the supermarkets. So, Debs, I might need you to help me on that one. We should put some shopping lists together to help people, because sometimes that's just the thing. You're walking around the shop and you're just like, right, well, I've got some veg and some fruit and I don't know what else to buy. So that actually might help some of you out. Would you like us to put together some kind of grocery list so that you've got all your staples in the cupboards? Greens from the south. Lol. All right. Okay. Baby beet leaves are delicious. Yes, I've heard tonight they're delicious. You can eat the flowers from broccoli, because I was having some of my homegrown broccoli, even if it did have yellow flowers on it. But it starts to flower and then they kind of have these stalks, so the flower becomes very stalky and it's not a tight little kind of bud. It's kind of like that with flowers on them, but about that long. And I just thought, I'll just chop them up, that'll be fine. Let me tell you, those stalks are inedible. They're really fibrous, even though they are thinner than a bit of spaghetti. They're much thinner. They're just like really, really, they're like so fine. But it's like eating hay. So they weren't very edible, really. So it's something that I probably wouldn't do again if they're completely bolted. They're not very good on the teeth. Greens, black-eyed peas, beans, then lots of meat. Then lots of meat? Are you on the wrong website, Cor? You're answering a question from someone else, aren't you? In the south, they have their own type of cooking. Right, with you. Greens, black-eyed peas, and then lots of meat. Yeah, black-eyed peas are lovely. I really like them. And they just cut the whole meat bit out. Pulled some kale from the garden yesterday. Oh, I bet that was absolutely delicious. And that's good to put in to whiz up in your, for smoothies as well. Absolutely excellent. And it's so good for you. I think I can't really eat that raw. It's also nice to make kale crisps with. They're really, really tasty. And you can kind of put them in a bag, Ziploc bag, and put some air in it, so like a bag of crisps, so they don't get squashed. They're really, really nice kale crisps. The trick with those is not to overcook them, otherwise they just taste burnt. Southern cooking is a bit different. Yeah, my grandma's from the south, and I've eaten things that make people ask, what's that? Funny, Cathy. I don't think so. I grew up in turnips, parsnips, and rutabagas. Never heard of that. Collard greens. Collard greens. Collard greens are the same as Swiss chard, I think. I think that's the same name. Collard greens, do they have multicoloured, vibrant stalks like yellow, white, pink, orange, purple, and lime green? Because we call them Swiss chard, which I grow in the garden. Well, I did until it all fell over. In fact, it was this time last year we had a snow that smashed the whole thing down. I think Swiss chard is collard greens. I miss eating Jello, but I can't because it has animal bone marrow. Yeah, you could make Jello is. Hang on, Jello is jam, isn't it? Is that something? Is Jello something you spread on toast, like peanut butter and? No, that's jelly, isn't it? Jelly is your jam. So what is Jello? Is it like a condiment, like you would put on toast in the morning? Is that what Jello is? Because you can so totally make fruit spreads, jams, Jello. And if you're looking for jelly, what we call jelly, which is something kiddies have at birthday parties, which wobbles, you can make those using agar. It's a plant-based setting agent, so you could make some lovely, you can make some fantastic ones. I shall certainly, I might have to practice doing that actually. I want to look up some recipes, because that would be a nice dessert to have. But there are alternatives. I'm not sure what the difference between jam, jelly and Jello is in the States, but I hope I've answered all those questions with my supposition of what it is. Southern is foreign food. Lol. Oh yeah, collards. How could I forget? Nom, 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 nom. Going off because my internet won't stay connected. I will watch on catch up once it's working. Okay, Lynn babes. Thanks for trying, and we'll see you on the replay. Lynn. I'm a marine hillbilly now. My hubby is getting used to my cooking, but some things he will not. Yeah, it's a triumph when a non-vegan eats your food and goes, "Oh, that was really nice. That was really delicious, darling." And I was just like, da, da, da. Yeah, it's just like, see, and is that, and then I'll have to do like, so, and is that a satisfying meal? Do you feel full? Was it really tasty? Would you have it again? And it's like, yes, 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 yes. And it's like, see, you can have a really good meal that doesn't have a slab of meat on it, and it's still a good meal. Well, yeah, that was very nice, but some of the stuff you eat, I wouldn't eat. It's like, yeah. So what I've got to do is get good at cooking stuff that he will eat. My cunning plan. I was just saying bye to Lynn. Oh, right, okay. Officially dairy free for 2 months now. Whoop, whoop. And you must have some even more benefits, because I think it was about a month ago that you were on telling us your amazing story, Chrissy, wasn't it? So what further benefits have you got? I bet you're down some more weight now, aren't you? I think you might have even said that you are. And I know one of you lovelies, I've seen some of your Facebook posts posting, here I am today weighing in at blah, 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 so pleased, and it's just like, I'd love to see the before and after picture, because it's really great to visually see the change as well. rutabagas, parsnips. Oh, see, I don't know what these rutabagas are. Never heard of a rutabaga. I'm going to be Googling that later. Yeah, that is really well done, Chrissy. Yeah, oat milk lattes are nom 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 yummy yummy. Make my veggie soup. I'll write down what I throw in. Fabulous, Lindsay. That's great. Because some people don't know what to cook, and they don't, we've all got, we all learnt to cook years ago, and we just keep churning out the same recipes over and over again, or, the things we can, make in our sleep that, family favourites and stuff. And we just need some new ones, really. I would say he ate pretty well by talking to the server at each restaurant. That's really good. We don't eat out. Amazon, Whole Foods is but nice to have. Yeah, some of the ingredients are expensive, like the things, to make cheese. We think, oh, that's a lot of money. But once you've got it, it'll last you a little while. And I would say, maybe once a month buy one of these ingredients that will help you to make things like cheeses. I'm going to do some more cheese recipes. I've got like a cheese sauce that you pour over things, and a parmesan that you can kind of shake over soups and salads and stuff. So I'm going to do that. I've got another cheese recipe as well that's like a bit like a nacho dipping sauce. So I'm going to do those. But the videos take forever to do. So I'm going to be doing some of that over the Christmas period for you. Yeah, Aldi I'm very impressed with Aldi. That's in the UK and Ireland. I don't know if they're in any other countries. But Aldi are really good, and also they buy local fresh produce. So they support the local area wherever they are, which is really good. Lemon and honey porridge is my new favourite thing. Yeah, lemon and honey porridge. I would be using maple syrup on that from the kind of plant-based thing from the honey, although my recipe that I just put for my medicine drink has got Manuka honey, but we're talking about a medicine here. And again, if I really thought I was coming down with something, maybe I might take that for medicinal purposes rather than use something like maple syrup as the syrup. Lemon and honey porridge. So do you squeeze lemon juice into it, on it, stir it in it? That sounds, I love lemon and honey. Well, kind of, I do. That's true about me. Yeah, it is true. The pre-chopped stuff. Yeah, okay, that's what you're talking about. Olive oil, lemon, lime juice, garlic, and mixed herbs make it yummy dressings. Yeah, they do. They're really simple. And I think mustard as well. Quite often mustard is vegan. I know the mustard in McDonald's is vegan, because we had one last January, and I went in and said, I'm a vegan, what can I eat? In fact, you can look up the McDonald's not that I advocate going there at all. But they will give you a box of salad, and you can have that. There are some things that you can eat in there. No, night, Nancy. Thanks for joining, sweetheart. Thank you for joining. Wink, hello. Oh, he's gone. Oh, I'm miles behind you. Late night tonight. Yeah, he slept all day today. He didn't get up till like 4:30. It was dark when he got up. So he's not gone to bed yet either. So I'm going to spend a bit of time with him in a minute. Lemon, salt, pepper, raw sugar, ginger and garlic. Oh, that'll be a delicious, yummy. You love boiled beans, jars. Ah, right, jars. Excellent. Canning is right. Okay. Super. I've got that. Our language confused cans and glass. We have tin cans, and that's what canning would be, but I don't know anyone with a canning machine, apart from the big companies. Reset the router. Yay! Yay, fantastic. Yay for sons who know stuff about internet. It's close. I also have prebiotics bought with my probiotics, but I don't take them, should I? A prebiotic is something that prepares the gut for the probiotic. And the probiotic that I use has a prebiotic, a probiotic, and 14 digestive enzymes, which kind of work all the way through the gut. So I don't see any issue with taking a prebiotic before your probiotic. 65 degrees. Oh, that's really warm. I'm so jealous, Fee. No snow. Work on it. You got it. We'll work on it. That would be a nice thing to see. Okay, right. That would be the what to buy grocery list. Yeah, excellent. Should I be having a protein shake every day? I don't see why not. You know, if you're, yeah, I would. I mean, I haven't done any protein shakes for a while. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that is, but I'm going to be going back to that because it's a very quick and easy meal for me. And also you've been asking for recipes. So I'm absolutely going to do a whole heap more of recipes, and I've got an arsenal of cashew milk to take with me. So I don't see any problem with that. And also you can kind of mix it up by adding some fresh fruits or some frozen berries or something. They're really delicious. I don't know which protein shake you're using, but if it's a good one, it will have lots of vitamins, minerals, zinc and magnesium and copper, all those sorts of things in it. The one I use is just phenomenal. And, it fills you up. The one I use is 100% amino acid score, so there's no sugar spikes and crashes. And it's got raw sugar and stevia in it. So it's all stuff that's good for you. Just, have it with a nut milk or water and add some fruit to it. I don't think that's a problem at all. It makes a really quick liquid breakfast. And you can kind of make it into a smoothie as well. Or you can use your protein shake. You can thicken it up with an avocado and make like a Buddha bowl, which is where your shake is so thick you need to eat it with a spoon. And then you can put some kind of grains and some sliced up fresh bits of fruit, depending on what you've made, in it as well, and have it like a kind of a breakfast mousse, if you wish. So I don't see any problem with that, Lynn, absolutely none whatsoever. Yeah, okie dokes, fantastic. Dr. Gilmore does want to do more games, like the protein one. We could do it faster with no gift, just for knowledge. Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? I think we should definitely do sugars next. But as I said, I need to know what's going on. He sprung it on me as well so that I can actually have my overlays ready to put up. Overlays, that was the thing over the screen that it took me about 45 minutes to put a few words up there. Anyone would think I was typing with my little toe or something. But hey ho. Are you replacing a meal with a shake? I usually only have breakfast and then a snack at lunchtime and then a cooked evening. Yeah. You see, what I used to do is have no breakfast, usually no lunch. But if I was filling my car up, I'd buy myself a double Snicker bar and I would eat that. And when I was doing a lot of outside work, I used to observe window fitters for their kind of professional qualification. So it wouldn't matter if we were inside or outside, because once you take the window out of a bedroom, it's a giant hole in the building. It would be freezing. And I would just be standing still with my iPad, taking photos of what they were doing and asking them questions about building regs. And I used to get so cold that I used to go to my next appointment, and I had a habit of getting the sat nav to tell me where McDonald's drive-in was, and I ended up eating loads of McDonald's drive-in. It was hideous. It was hideous. So that was kind of, and then I would eat a massive evening meal and then graze on chocolate all night until late o'clock after eating. And when I started my kind of journey on getting back to health, I started doing like using protein shakes. I added breakfast and lunch to my terrible diet that I had. And I lost like about 12, 13 pounds in a month. And I had added food to my diets because my body was just keeping everything. If you just if you don't eat all day and then eat a big meal, it just looking to store fat in case you just decide never to eat again because there's nothing regular going on. So fasting's a whole different thing. But in effect, I added 2 healthy meals. So my body had the nutrition, so it didn't need to store all the fat from all the gorging I was doing in the evening. And that's a long time ago. Sometimes I miss the lunchtime snack. Take some carrot sticks with you. Or, take an orange to eat, or, a clementine or something like that. Take some fruit with you to eat. Take some nuts with you. Take some nuts with you to eat. Have something healthy. Take an apple, banana, something like that. If you feel hungry, have something healthy to eat. And if you don't fancy that, then it's, oh no, I'm really hungry. How kids are like, they're really hungry. You have an apple and they go, I don't want an apple. Really what they're saying is, I want cake or biscuits or chocolate now. They're not actually hungry. They're kind of craving that kind of hit, people that aren't on a good diet. So anyway, that's not what I'm saying that you're doing. But sometimes if you miss a snack, take something healthy in. There's nothing wrong with munching on some carrots at your desk. Oh, right. Okay. Turnip. Do you have swede as well? Because in Scotland, they call what we call turnips swedes. And it's the other way round. It's the other way round in Scotland. So I got very confused when I lived there for a bit as to what a turnip was and what a swede was. Hi, Violet, darling. How you doing, darling? Rutan Biag. Okay, right. I'm bad enough for the medical names. Rutan Biag. Okay. It's disgusting. Is that the root vegetable, V? A bag of radishes, avocados, $1 each. Big head of broccoli, $3. Grapes, tomatoes, it smells like £2.99 a pound. Oh, that is quite expensive for tomato. Mind you, tomatoes are quite expensive here as well, to be honest. And I can't grow them. I just don't get enough sun in my garden. I have given up growing tomatoes. I tried for 5, 6, 7 years straight to grow tomatoes. It doesn't matter where I put them in my garden. There's just not enough sun. They never actually go red. Oh, I'm glad you're following my recipes. I must do some more because I know there aren't very many up there. Jello is flavoured gelatine. You mix the powder with water and put it in the fridge. Yeah, okay, Jello. We call that jelly, and agar is a vegan alternative to that. So you absolutely can have your Jellos again. You just need a different setting agent, that's all. As a dessert, yes, it wobbles a lot. Wibble, wobble, wibble, wobble, jelly on the plate. That's one of our nursery rhymes. Or it's one of a skipping rhyme. Jelly and jam are also different. One has seeds from fruit and one doesn't. Yeah, you could so totally you can make healthy jams as well. In fact, I did see a recipe for that when I was looking at recipes. And I think they use the juice in a smoothie and they set aside the kind of mash from strawberries and they spread that on like on toast. Debs, thanks, say hi. Our jello is your jelly. Thank you very much. Yeah, I would love that recipe. Because, you don't have to use water, do you? When you make jello, you can use the juice of fruit. Imagine how tasty that would be. Nom nom. Watch it. Watch it with you. See, Kathy P. Right, okay. Jelly is made from the juice. Jam is smashed fruit. Yep. Thanks, Debs. You are the font of all knowledge. Preserves is the whole piece. Right, okay. Okay, we really do have a very different language, don't we, between the UK and the US. I'm looking. Sorry, I'm just reading the comments to see if I've missed any. Yeah, do you know what? I think recipes, providing it's a recipe that actually works and isn't like, some complicated Michelin star recipe. If you do what it says, usually your thing will turn out right. And the more you cook, the more of a flair you'll have for it. I kind of just make stuff up. I don't really, I've started to follow recipes now because I'm cooking different things. And also I need to be very sure what I'm doing if I'm videoing a recipe for you to make sure that it works. And I don't want to have to make everything once first and then remake it again. There's only so much cheesecake one can eat. Ooh, there's a bit of that in the freezer, I've just realised. Violet, no, I think I said hello to you just a little. I am way behind with the comments. I'm realising, Violet. So I only just said hello to you a little while ago, darling. Oh, Debs. She's going to put together a vegan staples list. That is fantastic. I'll chat with you on that. And you can let me know where things come from. Because we are a lot better off in the UK for vegan stuff, let me tell you. We are a lot better off. Usually the UK follow the States 6 months behind, but it's obviously the other way around. And it varies from state to state. Yeah, absolutely. The medicine drink works. Full stop. And I explain in the video about because I won't say that all again because it's all in the video. But if you keep the key ingredients in your house at all times, the really important thing is that moment where you go, oh, and you just think, oh, I've got a runny nose, and then or a little tickle or something. There is that precise moment where you go, oh no, I think I'm going to be getting a cold. I think I'm coming down with a cold or a sore throat or whatever. That's the second you put down whatever you are doing and you go and make this medicine drink and you take your first drink of it. That's what you're doing. It normally comes around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, doesn't it, when you're coming down with something, or maybe 8, 9 o'clock at night sometimes. So if it happens in the afternoon, or that bit of the day where you start going down, 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 because you've had a long day, etc. That's the kind of the low point of the day, I think, about that sort of time. If you have one then, and then you have one at 8 o'clock at night, and then when you go to bed, you wake up in the morning, you think, oh, maybe I wasn't coming down with something. And it isn't, oh no, maybe I wasn't coming down with something. It's the fact you've knocked it out of the park. So the medicine drink is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Cross between cabbage and a turnip. Ooh, a cabbage and a turnip. It's a root veg that is normally roasted. Leaves can be eaten as leaf. Interesting. Love mustard. Yeah, I love mustard too. Lemon juice in the water part. And add a couple of spoons of honey. Right. Thanks for the recipe, Lindsay. That's brilliant. I put some lemon and ginger tea instead of plain water to try and fight this damn cold. Yeah, lemon and ginger are absolutely brilliant. And the tea is mustard cress and thyme. Thyme is literally first defence for cold. Thyme is legendary. Massive amount of vitamin C in it as well. And it's great for bronchitis and lung function. Thyme is pretty amazing. It's got vitamin A in it as well. Lemon tea, drink all the time. Slice of lemon. Yeah, that's very nice. And there's no need for milk then. That's excellent. Haven't had it today. I'm glad you're feeling okay. Snow, baby! Doll, how are you? Oh, allergy attack. I'm sorry. I hope he's feeling all right, Snow. Yes, better just went to bed early. He's usually an insomniac. Yeah, eventually they get felled by it all, don't they? They're staying up a lot. I stopped drinking coffee and went plant-based, and now I just drink herbal tea, so I'm off caffeine. Yes! Beverly, yeah, it can take, when you come off caffeine, it can take up to about 2 weeks to get rid of the headaches. And in the first few days, you can get some absolute stinkers of headaches. You just need to push on past it. That's amazing. Caffeine is not a good thing. Yes, okay. Let's have an allergy attack. Bless him, Snow. I hope he feels better in the morning. It's quite tough getting off. Yeah, it is. But, you know, you'll thank yourself for that because you'll just be high on fruits and veg. You won't need coffee to prop you up. Yeah, the protein game was on Monday, Lindsay. I told my mum about the protein and fruits and veg. She was shocked. I bet she had something to say about it as well, Snow. It is shocking, isn't it? But, you know, once again, you have to think, where do the cows get their protein from? Where do horses get their protein from? Where do all herbivores get their protein from? The trick's in the name, herbivore. Yeah. But yeah, it is shocking to people. If you don't know what you don't know, so it's no bad, but it is amazing, you know, how much protein there is in fruits and veg. Excellent. Because eating at night time is a habit that actually you don't really need to eat at night time. So it's good to kind of get your evening meal over and train yourself not to eat after your evening meal. That's a habit that I have. I now drink copious amounts of herbal tea instead, which actually the fasting is getting me out of the habit of eating after my evening meal, snacking on whatever. Do you know what? Beverly, I thought I would struggle with Christmas, because I was a great chocoholic. But do you know what? I am going to make some vegan chocolate so that I'm not tempted to have some chocolate. But I'm kind of a little bit over it. Funny, isn't it? Maybe that's why I haven't made a Snicker shake for a while. I haven't made, you know, I've not been needing or wanting those sweet things. Maybe that's why I haven't made too many protein drinks in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, clementines, similar to mandarin orange. We've got clementines, nectarines, satsumas and mandarin oranges. They're all slightly different varieties of pretty much the same thing, slightly different flavours. But English has so many dialects here that we have to learn if we leave home. Yeah. Take a bag. Yeah, that's good advice, Beverly. The radishes, carrots. Pretty much snow. Hey Sue, I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. Oh, I'm pleased for you, Violet, darling. That was about the Jello. Thank you. Yeah, we're all looking out for one another, aren't we? Which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right, I'm just trying to find if you've got any questions for me. Questions or requests, stick them in capitals for me. That would be wonderful. If you need a greenhouse or sunny windows for tomatoes. Yeah, do you know what? I was picking them green and I was putting them on the windowsill and then they were just going off, not going red. Oh, I tried everything. I was just like, I've had them in hanging baskets. I've had them on the roof of my shed. Very difficult to water if you have to keep going up a ladder to get onto a shed roof. It's just like no, I just don't have enough sun. That just the way where my garden faces. Although we've had half of the trees at the back cut down, which put the whole of our garden in shadow. I don't know, maybe I'll give it another go because, there's nothing nicer than those lovely juicy tomatoes. Just pick them and eat them like candy. I might try them next year, actually. Thanks for saying that because you've got me thinking there. Vanessa, that's so funny. You call jelly jello and we vice versa. It's cool. I know, it's funny, isn't it? Jella. Hi, Beverly. Yeah, and our pants are your panties. And panties are girls' pants. And pants are trousers. There you go. Or slacks. But we don't call them slacks. You call them slacks. We don't call them slacks. Make vegan milk jelly. I bet you can. I bet you can. Nut milk and a setting agent. I bet you can. They make yogurt, don't they? I've got a number of vegan yogurts I'm testing out. I tested the oat milk yogurt and it was a bit not very nice. So I wouldn't really recommend that one. It was kind of all right, but not really. But the yogurt that I made the lassi with was just delicious. The mango lassi recipe, that yogurt was really good. Me and my laugh about our different English type. Yeah, I know we do. New York, our tomatoes grow amazingly, so everyone's bringing bags around trying to give them away. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. I can eat a lot of cheesecake. Lol. Make a vegan one and it's guilt-free. I do make a lot of stuff up as I go along, Lindsay. I just, I think a lot of the things that I add to the pan may be quite similar because it usually involves a chili. But just a healthy spice mix, sort of add that to your, make a nut milk spiced latte. In fact, yeah, I must do some of those actually because we like those nice and warm drinks in the winter by the fire. Debs, awesome on the vegan staples, thank you. Yeah, Debs, you are such an awesome person. I can't eat cheesecake until I can eat cheesecake until I don't do that anymore. Yeah, I know. The vegan one it was so rich that you wouldn't be able to eat too much of it. The one that I haven't put the recipe up because my filming went wrong. I'm having to brace myself to do that again. And actually, I didn't like the base very much. It was just so coconutty that it was just a bit, I ended up kind of scraping the topping off the base and kind of not really eating much of the base. And so I wouldn't want to do a recipe unless you really, really loved coconut. Then it was almost more coconutty than just biting a bit of raw coconut. It was just like a bit too in your face. So I'm going to find a different recipe. I'm going to, play around with some different bases. When you were talking about dialects, I didn't know if you were here. Lol. I love cheesecake. Sunday. Oops. Yeah, Beverly, measure yourself because you're not finished yet. So measure yourself. Round your biceps, round your chest, under your ribs where the bones of your bra go so that you get your rib cage measurement because the bust will change as well as, the rib measurements gets your back fat. Obviously, as you know, I don't have any back fat. Sorry, couldn't resist it. Waist, hips, I measure where my hip bones are, but I'm a bit fatter, a bit lower down with my big thighs and my bum. So I measure that as well. I look at the fattest bit and go, what's the fattest bit? The widest bit, if you see. And then I do my, the fattest bit of my, thighs, and then the widest part of my calves. And the one that I love seeing going down is my calves, because you don't really notice too much on your calves. You know, you notice it around your tummy and your backside and, you know, your arms. We're always aware of our arms, but, you know, it's incredible how many inches you will lose from those. So do measure yourselves, because it's, you know, it's a fun stat to go out, I've lost 23 inches off my body measurements and I'm down 3-4 dress sizes. You know, that's, you know, people go, really? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh wow, congratulations. You know, and whether they're going to join you or go plant-based or not, it feels good when people go, oh my goodness, you've lost weight, or you look amazing, or have you lost weight? You can go, yes, I've lost 25 inches. And they're 25 inches! You know, that's like a whole waist worth of measurements, isn't it? So, it does your ego, a lot and makes you feel proud. So it's good to have some stats to throw about the place. Lindsay, call Lindsay. I married into some, otherwise Polish food was staple. I miss some of those things. Yeah, when you change diets, you know, move to different areas, it can be difficult because we kind of like the things we grew up with. It's kind of embedded into us. Right, Beverly, I've posted a video this evening. It's called Sue's Amazing Medicine Drink. And it's the video which is directly before this one. So go and have a look, because I promised to post it and it's up there now. Oh, make that medicine drink and you'll start feeling better straight away. Promise you. Joe, right on time as usual. Bless you. Thanks for showing up, Joe. That's fantastic. Thank you. Kathy, everyone's saying hello to Joe, which is lovely. Ooh, it's your first video, Lindsay. Yay! Thank you, and thanks for inviting Lindsay. And everyone, I think you already see how welcoming everybody is in the group. Everyone that's doing this. So, really looking, Lindsay, are you going plant-based? Are you looking to change your eating habits and improve your health? Let us know. Let us know. Cold is this week. Yeah. A timely cold, if ever there were a timely cold, Lindsay. Lindsay. Yeah. Debs, that's true. Can we have a moment of silence for my blender? It went to the small kitchen appliance. Oh, I'm sorry for your blender. Because you absolutely have to go out and buy another one, because you just can't be without these things once you have them. Yeah. Always count your blessings. Rest in peace for the blender. Hey, Robin! How are you doing? The winner of Monday's protein competition. That is fantastic. Congratulations. That was really good. That was really good. Did you guess or did you look them up? Because that would have been something, trying to look up all of those different things and the weights of them. That would have, that would have been a long job. As it took me 45 minutes just to get the tags up on my side, it would probably have, taken at least that long to look everything up. Hey, Sherry, how you doing? Yes, no, they are the same. Snow, snow, snow. Chrissy's saying that. Lynn, that's fantastic. And do you know what? Even if your partner's not eating plant-based, the fact that they've bought you a food processor to support your need for chopping, dicing, slicing and grating loads more fruits and veg than you have before. And, you know, making things. I'll do some like hummus recipes and stuff like that as well. Healthy stuff that you can dip things into. And you need a processor for that. So that's great support from your husband there. That's brilliant. You have a magic bullet. Whoop woo. Yeah, excellent. That they certainly do the job. I had a bullet before I got this one. This one I saying, just indicating to where in the house it's situated. The cheese was great. The cheese was great. Really, really nice. It didn't melt. I made some vegetables and I put it in the microwave to melt the cheese over, and it actually didn't melt the cheese. So I made a different cheese, like a runny cheese sauce, like a from a roux, for pouring over veg. But yes, it held up very well. It was actually quite nice, because it was quite soft, almost like a firm mousse rather than a soft, hard cheese, if you know what I mean. It was really nice with, tortillas, you know, dipped in it. And we managed to kind of get rid of quite a lot of that. It was incredibly garlicky because it wasn't cooked. I put a giant fat clove of garlic in it, and I think next time I might put a little bit less in that quantity, even though I do like garlic. We were certainly the garlic household after I had been eating a bit of that. Snow, I got onto my mum today because she ate 2 pies from McDonald's because she wanted to throw away the container. McDonald's because she wanted to throw away the container. Just throw that second one away. She ate it. Yeah, you know, your mum will be a hard nut to crack, and maybe one for you to inspire her to inquire as you change. You know, it's, you know, these are old habits. And I know you have quite a bit of resistance from your family, Snow. Well, not necessarily resistance, but not exactly saying, well, good for you, girl. You do what you've got to do, and I hope it works well for you. They're kind of not really kind of supporting you in a brilliant way. And I know you worry about your mum. But, you know, we've all done that. We've all stuffed a load of stuff in our, especially restaurant meals. If you've paid for a meal and you're full, you eat it all anyway because you've paid for it. Even though you just want to stop eating, you still do it. I've done that countless times. It's like at home. It's not like you haven't paid for the food that you've actually prepared at home. But, you know, you'll leave it, I can't eat anymore, because you put it back into the pot, don't you, to have it next time. Or do something else with, you know. I never throw any food away. I want to do more. And yeah, Lynn, I had a NutriBullet and I couldn't make the nice cream in it. It just wouldn't do it. And in the end I had this attachment that you stick on the end of a Braun stick blender. And I used to put it in that and press the button and then shake the whole thing up and down, you know, trying to loosen everything and then opening it and putting it down with a spatula and putting it on. And I was just like, I love this nice cream so much that I'm going through this arduous process of batch making it up in tiny batches. And I was like, I need a processor. So I'm totally with you on that. Totally with it. Can you get me a new nose, throat and chest, please? Oh, bless you. Try the medicine drink. It's like magic. It's like magic. Yeah, they crush ice okay. They can cope with ice. They're just not very good at whizzing up frozen banana slices until they kind of melt into an ice cream consistency. It looks like a load of wood chip. It just like, it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't do it. Sorry that I've gone all silent because I'm reading about tomatoes. I read that tomatoes, because you can Google vegetables that ripen off the tree or that you can ripen at home, and fruits rather, and vegetables, but really fruits, tomatoes are fruit, that you can ripen at home. There's very few that you can ripen at home, even though you buy them, ripen in 2 days. It's like, no, they don't, because those, once you picked them, they don't get any riper. They just get softer. But yeah, you can Google a list of fruits that you can ripen on the windowsill, and tomatoes was not one of them. And I was like, well, that's funny because I have ripened them on the windowsill before in a different house. Oh, excuse me. I might be wrong about the tomatoes, but I think you've hit the nail on the head. If they're completely green, they won't turn on the windowsill. And mine were completely green because I can't get them to go red in the garden. Snow, you're the same with your mum. The thing is, we all like our mums to approve of everything and stuff, and, follow our latest excitements and the things that we're really into. But they just don't, sometimes. And I think that's fine. We have to follow our own path. And, when we're swanning about with the gold medal round our neck, swizzling it on the end of our finger, slinking about in our size 10 trousers or whatever it is, they just got to be behind you, and you just need to be strong and just, don't worry about their opinions, however much we all love our mums, don't worry about their opinion, do your own thing, and, make your own happiness. Hey, Heidi, somebody said hi to Heidi. Have I missed you, Heidi, to say hello to? I can't remember saying if I said hello to you or not. Hello, Heidi. Oh, my goodness me. Yes, you had a terrible ear infection. I'm so glad that you're feeling better now. I don't put ice in, to be honest with you. Right, I put ice in when I'm making smoothies in my NutriBullet bit because the act of whizzing up slightly warms the liquid. And so if you're after a nice refreshing smoothie, it's a bit kind of room temperature by the time you've, made it. That's why I put ice in. Ooh, great deal on the ninjas. Fantastic, Snow. Fantastic. Yeah. Cool, Debs. That's brilliant on the list. Debs. Second Tuesday of next week. I don't know why somebody's laughing with Debs, but I've missed that one, obviously. Shopping around for new, I've got to be able to crush ice. I'm total summer frozen fruit smoothie mode. Yeah, then you definitely need one that will crush that. And the NutriBullet should, and definitely my lovely Ninja does, that's for sure. So I always say panties, and younger people say it's underwear. I even say menwear. Underwear. Wrong. I don't know. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Pants. They're just, we just call them pants. Panties seems a bit kind of, I don't know, too intimate. It's like, ooh, panties. But, that's just what you call them. So here, undies or knickers. Yeah, we have knickers, undies, underwear. I've started to make up a thing to eat now. Yay! Make up things to eat now too. Excellent. Lynn, you must share some of your successes with us. Mine usually involves garlic, turmeric, cumin and herbs. Lindsay, that is fantastic. Cumin is brilliant for you. Turmeric. I call it turmeric actually, but because I've been writing it down so much, it's turmeric, isn't it? It's so good for you. It's so good for you. And a turmeric latte, just nut milk with turmeric in it, and it's really, really nice. And herbs are lovely. Absolutely wonderful. How about grunts? Don't know what grunts are. What are grunts? Snow, I was at Target, $200 is $150 professional. That's brilliant. That's a really good deal. Sherry, $150, because that would be, yeah, that sounds like a really good deal. Underpants. White underpants, grunts, panties. Guess how I was raised. Call underpants grunts. Oh, we have loads of kind of nicknames for them as well. That's good, Sherry. I recall a video about Sue's lack of back fat. Yes, lack of back fat. Maybe because that's the sound you make after you lower them. You ladies, what do you like? Teens have got they've got, you can't keep up with all their things. Yes. £42. You've got 40 to do. You're over halfway then, Beverly. Over halfway. That's fantastic. And thank you. I enjoyed wearing that outfit. I should probably wear that outfit on Saturday, actually, because it's gone through the wash now and is hanging back up. Elderberry. Black elderberry. Can you get black ones? That's interesting, because all the elderberry cordial I've ever had is like a pale yellowy green colour, i.e. like a clear, almost clear. Excellent. George's marvellous medicine. Yeah, it is marvellous. Marvellous. It's awesome, Beverly. When I wave at people, the underside of my upper arm waves at people too. Chrissy. Mine does as well. My sister calls them tuck shop lady arms. And they're also known as bingo wings. Don't ask me why. So yeah, but I think once you get past a certain age, something's always going to wobble there. Wobble with pride, that's what I say. But when you get into doing press-ups, it really changes this. I've got out of the habit of doing my press-ups again. I'm so naughty. Yay! Oh, I see. I thought I knew your name. I thought like this was the first time that you'd come here. And I was just like, okay, I must be going mad. There must be more than one Lindsay with sorry. Got that. I've got it, Lindsay. Finally back in the room. Hey, have a lovely way to go. I'm way behind, aren't I? You're all chatting away to each other. Yeah, it was quite good fun on Monday. Of course, you won't win the prize, but it was. We had a lot of fun with that. Granny Flab, you're beautiful, Beverly. Oh, that's amazing. It's so great when you've got someone in your corner, even if they don't want to do it with you. Wink is very supportive of me, but he would really rather eat McDonald's all the time. Bit the bullet and died. Oh, yeah. Mine's on the table waiting to be eBayed. I just haven't had time. That should have been on like months ago. It's been on the table for months instead. Actually, it's not on the table anymore. It's in a box on the floor. Still not eBayed or even up listed yet. I just know. Congratulations on the recognition. I just know that bit, was it with TV news or newspaper? Oh yes, Debs has got a wonderful story, which is a bit difficult to type on here. But yes, in Costco. Said my Proteinaholic book arrived, but I don't have it. Need to find out if someone stole it. We've got a real problem. Oh dear. If you didn't sign for it, they'll send you another one. I'm pretty sure of that. And you've been really looking forward to getting that book as well. Right, Robin saying, before starting to eat, as soon as food arrives, ask for a take-home box and halve the meal before beginning to eat. That is a really good tip because it's way too much food. Way too much food. That's a really good idea. And then that immediately makes your meal half price because you can eat it again the next day. Super idea. Yes, it has been. Has it really been? It's been 2 hours. Right, let me get, see if there are any other questions. Thanks, Louise. I've really enjoyed it as well. I cannot believe I've just been chatting away for 2 hours and 11 minutes. So, you have been really chatty. I wasn't saying you were eating McDonald's, darling. Snow. Wink's eating McDonald's. Black elderberry. Oh, put ice in the NutriBullet. Do not to break it. No, I put ice in the NutriBullet. It's fine. It's the first thing that goes in all my smoothies. Good night. Loads of you have gone. Who have gone? Chucked in. Rice is cool. Captain Underpants. Porridge, yes, is oatmeal. Absolutely right there. Oh my God, Vanessa, I was not right. Captain Underpants. Underwear generally, right, you're talking about underwear. I found one vegan cheese at Walmart. Yes! Wonderful. See, I'm not making it up. Right, I think I am going to say a happy good night to you all. Does anyone have a reborn baby they would like to donate or sell cheap price? I can't help you there. I just wanted to let you know because I'm proud I can say no to McDonald's now. Yes! See? And soon the thought of it is just going to make you feel yuck. Like at the beginning of this call, a few people were saying, like Debs was saying she can't tolerate rubbish food anymore, like takeout food, processed food. And a lot of you, I know you can't. Right. You absolute lovelies. I'm glad that you're getting on with your fasting. I will try and put something up about some kind of video with ideas for what you can do on Christmas if you really are going, right, I'm not having the turkey, I'm not having the meat, but what am I going to eat that feels like I'm having a special meal? So that's exactly what's going through my head now. So I'll do a video for that as well. So lots of love to you. I'm just so delighted that you're sticking with this and we're seeing some benefits. I'm going to get some more guests on. And yeah, I'm going to see you very soon. So, yeah. Lots of love. Have we got a day before Christmas that's a Monday? I think we might have. That might be Christmas Day. I haven't a clue. But, in fact, what is it today? Yeah, it might be Christmas Eve, mightn't it? You will see me, but I don't know what's happening with these and Dr. Gilmore. But I will bid you a very, very lovely Thursday evening, and love you to pieces. Bye! Get more sleep. I do need more sleep. I've missed 2 whole days. Good night, Sue. I won't be here Christmas Eve. So Monday's Christmas Eve. Thanks for answering that, Lindsay. Thank you so much for participating. And it wouldn't be anything if you guys weren't here. So thanks a lot. Bye! For the 1,000,000th time. I'm one of those people now. You hang up. No, you hang up. Okay, you say goodbye first and let's do it together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm still here because I've covered the button up to actually end this live. Going, gone.